This is the most important video I've made on how to cultivate and balance your masculine and your feminine energies. I want you to associate your feminine energy as that of a child. And I want you to associate your masculine energy as that of a parent, because in their most bare, simplified form, that's what those energies basically represent. The feminine is a child and the masculine is a parent taking care of that child. In this video, I'll be showing you how you can exactly cultivate your masculine and feminine energy and balance them so you can finally manifest and create your dream life. Let's get right into it. First of all, here's a quick intro to what the difference between feminine and masculine energy is. So your feminine, it represents love, life force, healing, intuition, all of those words. That's what the feminine is. The feminine is the internal world inside of you. The feminine is a child that just expresses itself authentically, vulnerably. That's what the feminine at its core essence is. And in order to cultivate the feminine, you do things that focus on the inner world, inner healing, letting go of trauma, healing blockages, changing your mindset, your identity, etc. Those are all related to inner healing and the inner world, which is the feminine. The masculine, on the other hand, relates to the external world. The masculine is all about strength, protection, discipline, loyalty, just throwing a bunch of keywords out there. But the masculine focuses on action and doing things in the external world to get results, to achieve a certain outcome, to protect someone, etc., to grow. And how you basically cultivate and increase the masculine is to have a structured life externally and be able to protect yourself and you feel secure and safe. That's what the masculine is. You focus entirely on the external world, your routines, your habits, your actions. In essence, that's what you focus on in order to cultivate it. And now let's get into why do you need to cultivate both? If you're a predominantly feminine woman, wouldn't it be better to just focus on love and internal world and just doing those things to increase your feminine energy? Well, the thing is, your masculine is, as we've talked about before, the parent to your feminine child. A child is very pure, very vulnerable, very open, and looks at the world with such bright eyes. And the parent needs to keep the child safe. And that's what the masculine does. So, in order for the child to be happy, the masculine needs to be present there also. Otherwise, the child will just get into trouble, who knows what, feel overwhelmed, feel sad and uncomfortable and scared. That's what the child will feel. And here's another way to look at this. So, imagine that feminine energy is water. Water flows, and it's basically water at its purest form. The masculine is a container holding that water. It's a glass container holding your feminine flow, your feminine water. And that container keeps the water safe and lets the water flow and play as it wants to. Without the container, if the container shatters, the masculine container, the water will just fall to the ground, get soaked up, and just perish. That's what will happen. So it's so important for you as a feminine woman. If you want to cultivate your feminine energy, you need to have a masculine container to allow you to freely express that feminine energy and to freely let it flow. Because without that container, everyone's unhappy and you are overwhelmed and stressed and the feminine does not feel safe. This is so important to balance your masculine and feminine energies for manifestation, because manifestation is basically reaching a point where you embody the person who already has your desire and act as if that you are already them in your day-to-day life. So you need to have the same mindset and beliefs as them, and all like the inner feelings, which is the feminine. And you also need to have the right habits, actions, and routines in your daily life, which is the masculine. So by combining your inner world and your external actions together, you basically embody the person who has your desire. And when you embody that person, and when you're in that feeling and acting as if you are them for 80% majority of your day-to-day life, that's when your desire will finally manifest. This is so important. You need to balance the inner world and the outer world in order to manifest properly and actually see results. Now, let's get into how you can balance your feminine now. This is so important. And I've been living in a masculine state in the past for so long that I really was disconnected to my feminine. I thought that if I just hustled and I worked hard, I would get to my goals, I would achieve my dream life, I would get my dream partner. But it doesn't work that way. You can't just chase and take action and do things in the external world without having your inner world aligned as well. You will not manifest the results you want through that. And I found out the hard way after trying so hard to chase and chase and chase and not getting anything in return. Now I finally attract my desires, and everything comes to me easy and effortlessly in a way that feels good. Let's get right into it. So the number one thing that I want you to understand about cultivating feminine energy and balancing it is to realize that feminine energy at its core essence is love. Love and authenticity. And you cultivate more love and authenticity by truly loving yourself and expressing yourself freely with courage, as you are authentically. Self-love is the first thing that I want you to truly embody. You have to cultivate self-love. Truly love the person you are. Love being you. Just do things that make you love being you. A great way to do this is to romanticize your life and pretend you're the main character in a story and do things that make you feel like you're in a story and you're the main character and living a great life. And I also want you to think of people that you admire. The people that you admire, what are they like? What do they do? How do they dress? How do they act? How do they carry themselves? And I want you to cultivate those traits within yourself. Think to yourself, what's the character that I'd love to embody? What's a theme for my life that I'd love to create? Do you want to create a theme where you're basically like, you have the aesthetic of a fairy living in the woods, you have your own garden, you dress up in these like delicate, dainty clothes, you do your hair in a certain way, you put your makeup on in a certain way, you do certain habits, like you love to cook? What kind of theme do you want for your life? What kind of character do you want to be? Identify that and really do things in your reality that make you feel that way. Self-love is so important. This is the essence of feminine energy, and it's so important because without self-love, you're going to constantly be seeking external things, external validation to make you feel worthy of love. So many feminine women struggle with this. People with a wounded feminine energy, they really are people pleasers. They want other people to validate them. They want other people to tell them that they're good enough and that they're worthy of love. They want other people to tell them that they're beautiful. They crave external validation because they lack this one thing, which is self-love. And I thought it was just a small thing that I could brush off, whatever. I don't really need self-love. As long as like I don't know, people please and other people make me feel good, then I'll be satisfied. But that makes you very, very, very needy. Makes you very needy and very desperate, which is why you chase after your desires instead of attracting them. Neediness, when you're depending on other people to tell you that you are lovable, that is such a needy, desperate energy that you're giving out. You are not embodying the energy of love. That is not how you embody love. And to put this into perspective, you probably are a people pleaser because in the past, when you were younger, you felt as if you weren't inherently worthy of love and you had to chase after people and win their approval to seem worthy. Maybe your parents didn't love you consistently, and that led you to be afraid, and that led you to wanting your parents' approval and constantly seeking approval so you feel like you're worthy of love. So your feminine child, the feminine part of you that's a child, just wants to receive love from their parent, just wants to feel loved. And now what our duty is, we need to give that love to ourselves. Because when we give that love to ourselves, we can finally just be our true, authentic self and express ourselves as we are. Sounds so simple, but it's so important. Self-love is huge. So, so, so huge. Oh my god. Okay, I digress. Now, let's get into how you can cultivate more self-love exactly. So the first tip was to figure out the character that you want to be. Figure out, do you want to have like a princessy aesthetic lifestyle? Do you want to have a luxurious lifestyle? Do you want to maybe have like, I don't know, like do things that make you feel really good? Do things that make you feel like you love being you and you love the life that you're experiencing. It can be anything: working out, dancing, trying a new sport, doing a new hobby, drawing, painting. What makes you love? Love, 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 love living life. What lights you up? Do those things. Now, the next tip that I have for you is to do habits that delay gratification. Delaying gratification. What is that? Basically, delayed gratification habits are habits that don't make you feel good in the moment, like they make you feel okay, but the future you will thank you for them. This can be like sitting down and finishing that big task so future you can relax and just have fun and not stress about that task. This can be like choosing to eat healthy even though maybe you really, really want that cake, but you still choose to eat healthy anyway. So the future you will feel better about being less bloated and feeling better about making a healthy decision. This can also be like choosing to work out even though you feel tired and you just want to scroll on your phone. So the future you can look at yourself and thank you for the amazing muscle gains that you got at the gym and how good that they feel now. This is a huge part of my self-love journey. When I was first learning to love myself, this is what I did. I just put in so many delayed gratification habits into my daily routine, and that just made me just feel so much love for my past self as I did things that were uncomfortable in the moment, but so my future self could be happy. And that's such a pure form of love. You want your future self to be happy. So you're like, you know what? I'm just going to do the hard thing right now so me in the future will be happy because I love her. And the future you will look at your past self and be like, I'm so glad she did that. That's so sweet of her. And now I get to experience the life I'm experiencing now. It's such a pure form of love. And I really, really love it. I remember I did this a lot for studying when I was still in high school. Like, I would do a hard studying work block and then I would relax. And then I would always just do it first because I wanted to get it over with and I knew it would help my future self. And when I did that, it just felt so good because that would lead me to getting good grades, that would lead me to feeling happy and proud of myself and thank my past self. So yes, start doing delayed gratification activities that align with the character that you want to embody as well. So we're going to mix these two together. So figure out the character that you really admire. Are they a very nice, cool princess? That's beautiful. Maybe you could also associate that with trying to always eat healthy because a princess always eats good, luxurious meals and feels good about herself and her body. Or you could just like want to embody the character of a warrior or something, like a strong, athletic dancer. And if you want to be an athletic dancer type, you could put in the delayed gratification habit of working out every day. Basically, just start doing things that make you love being you. I've said that so many times, I feel like a broken record. Now, let's move on to the next step. Okay, the next tip that I have for you, number 2, is to do self-care activities that relate to you feeling beautiful and take care of your appearance. Self-care and beauty and radiance is a huge part of feminine energy. The self-care is also really similar to self-love. It gives you self-love. And taking care of your body is huge. Taking care of your appearance, taking care of your physical appearance makes you feel good. Because this is like the vessel which you view yourself and other people view you. Your physical appearance radiates and reflects how much you care about yourself and how much you really put in the effort so you're healthy and take care of yourself. Now, let's see. What else do I have? Yes, so the cure to people pleasing and wanting validation is also super connected to self-care. When you care for yourself, when you care for that inner child that's within you, you make them feel good, you do things that make them happy, you make sure they're always beautiful, you make sure they have nice hair, nice skin, whatever makes you feel good and whatever makes them feel good. When you do those things, that's oozing so much love for the child. Your child is taken care of. When you take care of your body, you're taking care of your inner child's body. And that, basically, when you do that, you rely on external validation, external validation less and less and less and less. Because you are giving yourself what you crave. If you crave feelings of beauty, if you wanted to feel desired, so you would chase after people so they would affirm your worth, give yourself feelings of beauty. Do things in your beauty routine that make you feel good. Keep taking care of yourself to the point where you feel so beautiful that you start to rely less and less and less and less of what other people think of you. This is exactly what I did. Like, I had this huge inner wound of just wanting to feel attractive. So I would chase and chase and chase and chase people in the external world and was desperate to feel beautiful and would do all of those things. But once I started to give myself those things, give myself those feelings, my life completely transformed. And that's like huge. That's a huge part of cultivating feminine energy. And also, when you do these two things, when you cultivate self-love and when you when you start to care for yourself and your body and your appearance, you naturally feel safe enough to express yourself authentically. Now, the third tip I have to cultivate your feminine energy is to heal your nervous system. Your nervous system is so important. If you faced trauma in the past, if you've faced abuse, and if you are in this constant state of fear, flight or fight mode, You're scared, you're afraid you'll be hurt again. You try to protect yourself with all these walls and not let anyone in too close, and you're just so afraid of being hurt. Then you need to heal your nervous system. Because once you heal that nervous system, once you let down those walls that you've kept up so high to protect yourself, then only you can experience the true beauty and love and life that the world has to offer. I was in a very, very, very negative state a couple years ago. My nervous system was going haywire. I was going crazy. I was so afraid because of the trauma that I experienced. I felt so alone, so isolated, and so scared. And my body wasn't just this high cortisol, stressful state of mind. And I was stressed and afraid every single day, like I was going to be attacked at any moment. And all of this flight response was so helpful to us in the past when we were living in primal times in tribes and stuff like that, because if there was like a scary animal that we were afraid that would hurt us, then we would have our cortisol come up and then we would be able to run or fight it efficiently. But now in the modern day, this is just a very, very, very negative state to be in. And it attracts the wrong lifestyle that you want. I struggle with this too. And if you're struggling to get out of your flight or fight mode and you're constantly in a state of anxiety and stress, my heart goes out to you. My heart goes out to you. What I did was basically I started to change my actions and my mindset slowly, bit by bit. Slowly, bit by bit. Because I was in this negative state of absolute misery and anxiety, and that attracted so many negative experiences, because you attract what your dominant energy is. You manifest what your dominant energy is. And in order to stop that, you have to do slow, small changes daily, consistently. And it first started with me finding some time in my life where I was free, I had the space of time, and I could just relax and be me freely. And with that space of free time, I started to slowly change my mindset, heal my limiting beliefs. And I started to heal my trauma, and I started to do things that embodied the new identity of mine. And once I just slowly built that up, you can also do this too. You can also just take the smallest, slowest steps and see so much transformation as long as you're consistent. That's what truly matters, and you can change. And once I did all those things, my life massively transformed, and my life is completely the opposite of what it used to be. So much good luck. I attract so much good luck, so many blessings, so many positive experiences, and life is a genuine joy to wake up to every single day, and I'm so grateful for it. All right, now let's get into how to increase and cultivate and balance your masculine energy. The first thing that I want to mention about cultivating your masculine energy is that your feminine energy just flows and does what feels good. And your masculine energy is there to keep your feminine energy safe in a structured environment. The child and the parent, basically. And for it to flow happily, for your feminine energy to flow happily, you need to have a safe environment where it can thrive. So the masculine comes in, puts in disciplined routines, disciplined actions, disciplined habits, so your feminine energy can thrive. If your feminine wants to skip a task because it feels boring and you don't want to do it, your feminine is just going to do what feels good, and doing that task does not feel good. So your feminine is going to skip out on it. But your masculine will make you get up and do that task, because you have to do that task maybe for school, maybe for your job, in order to succeed and in order to have good results. Otherwise, your feminine, your child, is going to get punished for it. So another example would be your feminine just wants to eat junk food all day. That's what your feminine wants, because it feels good to your feminine. But your masculine parent knows that junk food will lead to you feeling worse in the future, will lead to you not being able to get to your goals. Maybe you want your dream body, maybe you want to achieve a desired weight, or you want to change your health. Then your masculine knows that, hey, if we do that, then we can't get to this desire that you have. So your masculine will protect your feminine and choose to eat healthy instead. The thing is, when you let a child just dictate their life and do whatever that crap they want, play video games all day, eat whatever they want, like just stay in their house all day and just sleep, the child eventually will feel a sense of dread. It might feel good at first, but they'll feel a sense of dread because they have no self-control. They have no structure. They can't control themselves, and they're afraid. That's why the child will then start to crave and crave and crave a parent for them to keep them safe. Because the child cannot properly be happy without a structure that the parent gives. Child will wake up whatever time they want. They'll wake up at 8 p.m. at night and then go to bed at like 1 a.m. I don't know, but the child, once they keep doing that, will not feel good. So your masculine needs to come in and be disciplined. You need to have a structure. You need to have a daily routine. Wake up at the same time, go to bed at the same time, take care of your health, do habits that are delayed gratification, like we've talked about for cultivating feminine energy. All of this is so interconnected, honestly, but the masculine is so disciplined. Masculine does things that won't feel good, but does them so the child will be happy in the future and the child will feel secure. Because your child, your feminine energy, needs to feel safe and secure in order to come out, in order to truly express itself. Because feminine energy is about love and vulnerability. Vulnerability is scary. It takes courage to express yourself. It takes so much courage to be vulnerable. And if your child doesn't feel safe, your child is just going to shut itself down and feel afraid and not want to do anything and not be the bubbly, sweet, happy, playful child that your feminine energy is. So it's so important you have this masculine container to hold your feminine flowing water so it can thrive in that environment and it can feel happy. Yes, so let me see if I have anything else to mention. Okay, yes. So another huge point about increasing your masculine energy is to cultivate emotional protection. So this does not look like building up your walls and not letting anyone in. That's the unhealthy thing, okay? So when I'm talking about emotionally protecting yourself, I mean that you have boundaries, you respect yourself, and you prioritize yourself. The masculine will do that. The masculine will respect it, will make sure you're respected and assert its boundaries and make sure to prioritize you. Because it's so important that the child is safe. So the parent must keep the child safe from other people, from things that they don't want to do, things that don't make them feel good, and things that are scary. Your masculine must be cultivated, and you need to be able to stand up for yourself. You need to be able to protect yourself and your child. Okay, kind of sounds strange talking about parent and child lens, but that's in essence what it is. So I'm just gonna keep rolling with that. It's okay. Yeah. So your masculine is there to protect you. And when you feel like you can protect yourself, when you reach a point where you're confident and you feel like you can protect yourself, that's when your feminine energy will feel safe and secure in turn. Because you got your own back. You have your own back. You will protect yourself. You will take care of yourself. You will love yourself. And when you give yourself all of these feelings that you might have just been seeking externally, maybe you want someone else to protect you, maybe you want someone else to come and rescue you, maybe you want someone else to hug you and tell you that everything will be okay. When you give yourself all of those things, you will start to thrive. Because when you give yourself the feelings of those emotions that you want, you naturally will attract things in your life that make you feel that way. If you give yourself feelings of love, you're going to find people that love you for who you are. If you give yourself feelings of confidence and you protect yourself and take care of yourself, you're going to find and attract people that truly want to protect you and take care of you. It's so interconnected, and they complement each other perfectly. These energies complement each other perfectly. Without the parent, the child can't thrive and be happy and be its true self, expressing itself and being playful and loving. Without the child, the parent is just like, well, in this case, the parent will just be a machine. Is just going to protect itself, just going to keep it safe, and just going to get things done. Work, 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 work. And the child is the one that brings joy and love and life force and flavor to life. The child is the one that just radiates and makes life worth living. The parent is there just to take care of it. So if you want to truly become a feminine woman, focus a lot on cultivating and increasing your feminine energy first. Well, not first, but focus on cultivating your feminine energy more, but also having a little bit of masculine energy, a little bit of strength, a little bit of protection to protect yourself and make sure your feminine energy is safe. All right, that's all I have for you. Thank you for watching. Bye.